Welcome to another edition of the Steering Wheel Webcast brought to you by Drive Auto, the automotive marketing division of the Sinclair Broadcast Group. I'm your host, Kurt Winkleman, a regional manager with Drive Auto, along with our automotive research and marketing manager, Jenny Resnick. We hope everyone is staying safe and healthy during the COVID-19 crisis. Again, the goal for the webcast is to offer our dealer partners practical suggestions and best practices as you all evaluate your marketing strategies and dealer operations during the COVID crisis. This is webcast number 2 of our multi-part series addressing big questions on the minds of dealers. And today's dealer topic is a big one. With physical store traffic down and dealer website traffic up for many dealers, what are the key website analytic metrics I should be reviewing to help convert more of this traffic into leads and customers? Good question. Jenny, go ahead and walk us through some analytics that really matter today during the COVID-19 crisis.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kurt. And it's a big problem. Missing buyers that over the past 7 to 12 weeks, depending on where you are in the country, the buyers have basically had to stop coming to the lot. So where in the past, a dealer might be able to look out on the lot or in the showroom and get a sense of the day's business, right now they can't. They have to rely on different technology and tools to figure out what customers are interested in, what patterns those buyers are doing in terms of buying signals, what types of vehicles they want to look at. And it's really difficult because visitor data to Google Analytics is anonymized. You don't have a name or a street address or a phone number attached to user session and page view data in Google Analytics. So dealers are now not only facing an issue of physical missing buyers, but then they also have to learn how to craft a usable marketing strategy from anonymous site traffic data, which can be overwhelming. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about how we use Google Analytics to track website pages and how your website pages are really key for you to understand what people are interested in right now, and trends and changing consumer habits, etc. So there's some key metrics we want to track on a regular basis. I say weekly, if not weekly, then monthly. And that's the volume of users, the sessions that they generate, the page views that they create, and the events. And that basically means these are the people who visit your website, who look at different pages while visiting, and complete different actions that could eventually lead to sales for you. And when I mention page views, it's really important for you to pay attention to the volume of page views occurring on your site, not just the volume, but what pages are really resonating in the mind of buyers today, because your pages on your website are basically your silent salespeople. So it's basically the equivalent of a consumer who we now can't put a face or a name to, walking into your dealership and meeting your best salesperson at the door. That salesperson is going to know all the inventory. They're going to have, the information on the specs, information on how to get the sales done, and that's what should be on your website content. And you should consider your website pages to be silent salespeople for your dealership. So as you look here, we have an anonymous buyer who is interested in a Kia Seltos, and she opens up a page and she scans through images or she fills out the form, and all of this takes place during a 30-minute window. So one user can create multiple sessions, look at multiple pages, generate multiple events, which translates to leads and sales. And how you learn to read and understand the metrics inside your analytics will help you inform your marketing strategy and help you make better decisions for your dealership in the long run. Your top pages in your website are key indications of consumer interest and marketing trends. So as you scan through the top pages of your website, which to get there, you're going to want to open analytics, look under behavior, site content, and then open up your all pages report. And what that's going to give you is on the home page, it's going to give you your top 25 pages. There'll be a trend at the top. You can change your dates, etc. And you're going to be able to see the number 1 page on your site, which if it has a slash, that's your home page. The volume of page views, how many of those were from unique users, how much time were people spending on the site, How often were they bouncing out of that page versus other pages? And as you scroll through the list, you should be looking for some key things. You should be looking at where are people spending the most amount of time. Right here, the top two, number two here is pre-owned inventory. And people are spending 3 minutes and 45 seconds with pre-owned inventory as compared to a minute on the homepage, which means that the pre-owned inventory is a signal of consumer interest, and you should be pushing that pre-owned inventory in your marketing and other efforts. So that allows you to see that information. You can even go a step further and use the advanced filter option to look at where traffic is coming from by source. So if you're running paid search or you're running paid social or running email marketing, you can filter the page listing to see what pages are matriculating as a result of those paid marketing campaigns. This will allow you to identify and trim unnecessary media, add media that's more effective than others, work better with your marketing partners, etc. So as you're learning to use your analytics, this would be one of the top places I would recommend dealers really get to know the information. And there's a lot of help available for learning Google Analytics inside the Google Help section. And I would recommend that you take some time right now while you don't have physical customer traffic in, to build out your online website traffic and tracking capabilities, because it's really important right now that you learn and read the signals of what consumers are doing, since they're not walking on the lot anymore.
Jenny, I would assume that the website consumption for dealers has changed since pre-COVID-19. Can you maybe walk through what some of those changes may be between now and maybe like 90 days ago?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we track hundreds of different dealer website analytics at Drive Auto, and some of the key changes I've seen is not necessarily user or session volume changing, but your page view volume should be going up. And what I'm noticing is that also the window of time it takes for a consumer to make a decision to purchase is changing as well. Buyers are being more patient. They're taking more time, which means they're looking at more inventory, exploring more pages in your website, creating more pages per session. And then also you should be seeing matriculating events increasing as well, as people sit home and are left with a lot of idle time. That gives them free time to shop and browse. And we're seeing the impact of that through double-digit web page increases week over week for a lot of key dealers that we work with. So in summary, I would recommend that either you ask somebody to provide you with this information, or you yourself look at your top 25 page data weekly. Build a spreadsheet if you need to track some key metrics. Learn how to use that advanced filter option because it really helps you drill down into where traffic is coming from and what your best sources are. Go on your website and look at those pages that are showing up as top pages for your site. Do you feel that that page represents your dealership in its best form? Update that content if you don't think it's currently the best salesperson you could have meeting your customers on your website's showroom. Look at your conversion pages. Are they showing up in your top 25? If you are pushing marketing to get people to fill out forms or request service pickup and delivery through some form of communication through the website, make sure that information, not only is that page tagged, but that it's showing up in the top conversion pages, so that you can actively work to correct or improve the delivery of that service that you're pushing through marketing. Specifically when it comes to dealer service bay activity. Historically, dealers have not always paid a great deal of attention to the service landing page in their website, but today dealers are heavily pushing online service pickup and delivery through marketing channels. So make sure that your service pages is showing up in your top pages listing, and monitor traffic over time, because it should increase. And overall, just remember that your top pages are your silent sellers, and you want to make sure you have your best salesperson in position to answer the questions your customers will want to know when they're on your website.
All great information, Jenny. Thank you. And we hope our dealer partners found this helpful in taking advantage of, obviously, the increased website traffic most of you are seeing today. Thank you, Jenny, again. Reach out to marketing@driveauto.com if you have any questions or feedback from today's episode. Stay tuned for the next edition of the Steering Wheel Webcast. Thanks for joining us.